If this palm tree said a prayer for you, would you receive it? Would you accept a prayer from a palm tree? With me, walk with me. If this rock blessed you with confidence, with steadfastness, with strength, with calm, with stability, would you accept and receive that prayer? Comment below. There's no right or wrong answer. If a flower whispered your name to bless you with beauty, would you open your heart to receive that? Would you open your heart to receive that blessing from a flower? Your relationship to your source, Creator, God, Great Spirit, is killing you. And I'm not being sensational when I say this. When you are in a fear based relationship to your Creator, no matter who that is, you create a space of separation that does not inherently exist. And this compromises and distorts your self concept, your relationship to others, your relationship to yourself, your relationship to the world and perception of it. Most importantly, your relationship to your source, the all, the infinite intelligence, the Akasha, the divine one, God, Creator, Great Spirit, Olodumare, Allah, period, Nirvana, all of that, and then some. Let's take it inside because it's very noisy out here. Let's take it inside because it's very noisy. But if nature was praying for you to get well, to be healed, to be made whole, to grow and evolve, and to live in harmony with her, would you receive and accept that prayer? Or would you cast her away and call her a demon? Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Angelia, the Spiritual Bae. But you can call me Spiritual Bae. And this is my first video. I wanted to make this for me to remind myself of where I started, why I started. This is my third attempt at YouTube. And all I want to say about that is that never give up on your dreams. And if you do, if you forget who you are, if you are lost on your path and on your way, that is an opportunity for you to choose to find yourself again and find that dream of yours again. I always wanted to be a YouTuber. And here I am now, a different me, not the me that had the dream initially, and talking about something that's super, super meaningful and has been transformative for me, and that is spirituality. I'm actually a mama mystic. I'm a mama and a mystic. I'm not your mama, don't get it twisted. And these first videos, I'm going to be sharing a little bit of how I pretty much my insights and my personal gnosis from walking my independent spiritual path for the last almost decade, and just like how I found my way through this journey we call life, through what I believe is the best tool to do it, spirituality, which gives you the mastery or the ability to master and understand and be knowledgeable of, your true origins, the reality, the true reality of the universe and us, and how it all works in the hidden aspects of this part of the universe. And that's what spirituality gives. It gives a lot of things, but that's one of the things that it allows, helps you to do to navigate this world in the driver's seat. Okay, because I was like so many people, just letting life live me and calling it a life, and that was hard to be honest with myself about. But that is self-love. Like, so that's what self-love looks like. um so I at one point was sharing my journey on TikTok, and then boom, TikTok went dark. And it woke me up. It made me realize that I had done that part of my journey, and shared it with TikTok and shared it with my 11.9K followers. And thank y'all so much, everyone who's come from there over here. Y'all have been a pivotal part of that, because community is being with like-minded people and sharing and engaging And y'all witnessed me and y'all engaged, and y'all were the reason why I shared what I shared as I was healing. That was a commitment I made to my ancestors and myself, to share everything that I had learned, to let people know there was another way to practice these practices and to be on a spiritual journey, and just what that looks like from my perspective and my path. But then I also realized I had found my way from rock bottom to now fully in harmony within myself and in a beautiful, harmonious, unifying, loving relationship to myself. I had healed my toxic relationship to myself and dissolved internalized anti-blackness in the process. And so I have literally went from rock bottom to understanding the first level, at least fully, of this human love on the journey of learning, of experiencing divine love, because that's another thing that spirituality gives you. It gives you the ability to never stop, to keep going. There's always another step on your path. There's always another level to get to, because ultimately that's what you're here to do. So spirituality doesn't require you to be at level 100 when you start. It requires you to start where you are. And that starts with just being honest with where you are, who you are right now, and accepting that that is okay. You're not behind, you're not wrong, and just because nobody else validates your experience, that's really not up for anybody else to do for you. It's up for you to validate you first. If you know you are right, good, and worthy within the eyes of your creator, your God, your source, why would you need others to do that for you first? We need them to support us because we all want to be witnessed as a divine expression, but we don't seek that external to feel a place where we should be doing that for ourselves. But I didn't know that. Nobody ever taught me that. Nobody ever taught me that that is what self love is. It's to know that you're right, worthy, and good and deserving as you are in every moment, from mess to miracle, back to mess again, miracle, as you're on the path of evolving into all that you could possibly be, just like your source, in unison and harmony with the divine. And we get to experience that directly with spirituality. So when I say your relationship to your source is killing you, if it is requiring you to fear this source for no reason, a source that only gives, that doesn't ask anything of you, all of the things that you're being asked to do are man-made, and there's nothing wrong with those things. Some people need structure, guides, boundaries, etc., to help them be the people that they, that we all need to be: good, compassionate, loving, accepting people. But it's filled with some distortions, and it has been used to hurt and harm. And so while we're in this transition of the old systems dying, oftentimes things that have made us sick don't just go away like in a good, reasonable fashion. You gotta fight that shit. When you're fighting for your life, you don't win by just saying, okay, let's let it do what it does and we'll see. No, you got to actively pursue healing. And that's what spirituality gives you permission to do, to face your past, and through facing it bravely and figuring out how to deal with it and not let it live your life for you and decide your limits for you and what you can do and how to exist in this world for you. It helps you reorient your relationship to every single thing that you use to define what you can be. Like, it allows you the choice, the free will to say, what if there's another way to see this? What if there's more to you than this body? What if this? What if you actually are good? What if you actually are worthy? Would you choose it? What if that tree could pray for you? Would you take that blessing from that tree, or you allow someone to put a limit on how love can get to you from your source? Because the most empowering, affirming, life affirming, and generative way to be in relationship to yourself is to accept and love all of yourself and know that it's divine. So you can use that micro relationship to apply it to other relationships, including your source, to be in a loving, life giving, generative, accepting, understanding relationship with your source. They're reflections of each other. And so when I healed my own relationship to myself when it was very, very toxic, and I would even say the words and I would say, we're not gonna go into it. Just know it had to happen, you know. It created this new level of devotion and love for my source. Because I think, wow, I was not experiencing love in my life like this in any capacity. Because I was the filter, my distortion and belief of myself as unworthy and not good enough and not successful and not da 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 and not valuable, da 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 da, and not worth being here for. Um, those were creating energetic barriers to the energy of love that comes into all of us. It's all around in every pocket and space. You're not aware of it because you have a relationship to your source that is fear based. Even though at the core of every religion, the discussion of the power of love is there. Love your neighbor as yourself is implied that you should already love yourself. It didn't even say your source because it's like a byproduct of loving yourself. When you look at the parental child relationship that's oftentimes used to describe humans to our God, like for me and being a parent, it's nothing my child could ever do to make me, okay, stop one, them ever from being my child, two, from loving them. Like, that's the proper, healthy way, by the way. Okay, there is right thinking and wrong thinking. Nothing. And nothing stops them from being my child. That particular relationship is the prime, it's used for a reason. That your creator does not require anything of you. Nothing. Because all they do is give. It is up to you to decide what you're going to do with the divine power that you've been given. And some of us do evil shit. That's why evil exists. But some of us use that power for bad. But if you want to use it for good on yourself, your family, your community, for the good of all, spirituality is, I believe, the best tool to get you there. As long as you're willing to try it, to practice, to pursue it, and to practice, make progress, you will ultimately figure out your truth and how to live optimally aligned with it. And you will find purpose. You will find it because it's already within you. If you're willing to face your pain, once you deal with it, it's out the way. Now you're discovering the parts of you that were buried, that we were told that wasn't right and good, and there was no space and place for it. And you get that wholeness back because that's what healing is. And so the path of the mystic, I say, based on what Ray Del Soul says, as well, is one of cleansing and purifying and clearing your energetic stuff, but also growth and elevation. Because there is more to this reality than just all that we can acquire and experience here. And I want a good, comfortable, cozy life. That's why I'm sharing this stuff with y'all on my terms. But there's more, y'all. Spirituality gives you access to more. Something else to aim for. I mean, something to aim for that's like, what? you know, like continue on this journey of re-emerging and reunifying back with the source. So the only thing I want to invite you to do is to just rethink and reimagine and open up to the possibility that what you know about your source and yourself are not even the beginning of the truth of who you actually are. And are you willing to go after the truth so that you can be in the healthiest, most loving, supportive relationship to yourself, your family, your world, your universe, your God, because that's what spirituality will give you. As someone who's been on this journey for a decade, I have learned from teachers, traditional, set at the foot of elders, classes, books, half trainings, like up and down, scams up and down. This is just my perspective, but I think the way to navigate this is compassionately and with acceptance and understanding. And those are all facets of loving energy. And you can start doing that right now. Wherever you are being harsh on yourself, switch that harshness out with love and see if you make progress. See if the doubts go away. Where you're not expressing your feelings, express them. That's an act of love. Where you're saying a negative, mean thing about yourself, stop it, apologize, and replace it completely. Flip it and replace it to something that's loving. Those are simple but powerful practices that will help you change your orientation to yourself, that will change your relationship you have to yourself from the inside out. Simple, powerful, and spiritual. And if you do them every day, you won't be the same. You cannot be the same. That's not how the universe works. Anyway, this is my first video. I wanted to share as much wisdom as I could in one video. Share a little bit about my story and my journey. I'm a work in progress and I'm still on the path. I healed my shit. I healed my heart. I let go of my pain and turned it into my power, and I lost 100 pounds for it from from April 2024 to January 2025. I healed my toxic relationship to myself with all the spiritual practices and tools that I did, which are not unique or remarkable, but I was able to do them without suffering and without resistance due to hypnosis. That has been the key. So I basically hypnotized myself into being confident and losing 100 pounds once I healed my heart, and I'm able to tap more into heart intelligence and rewiring myself to do that on a constant. So I did it with spirituality, and I'm never going to stop talking about it. So hop in because I healed my shit, and now I'm going to help you heal yours and move with power, purpose, and pain free. Okay, energetically, this is not a substitute for Western medical services. Like, balance. Each thing has its space. But if you were anything like me and you had a whole lot of trauma and you could probably list it on the stick A to Z, you might live with internal pain, chronic pain. I did. And I would even hear the words from one of my parents, literally, repeatedly. When I felt like at my lowest, here was that voice. And it would be so painful within my whole body. But it went away. I healed it. You can heal. And that's the last thing I'm going to leave you with, babe, is that no matter where you are on your journey, no matter what arc you're in right now, how bad you are down right now, you can make it. That's what I need to hear when I was living over 7,000 days of my life in some type of depression or anxiety. I needed to hear, you can make it. You will make it. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is you can actually heal, because I remember when I didn't believe that was possible either. I believed that I was sent here to be punished. I believed that my source wanted my people to die and be slaves. Because why? Why were we being made to live like this? I remember when I thought all those things. I remember when I believed them. And I remember how they used to make me feel. The anger, the pain, the hurt. Spirituality, especially connected to my ancestral spirituality and my ancestors, helped me to heal all those wounds. And I didn't even know that was possible. There are no limits, our ancestors say, unless you believe there are limits. And that's why you have to challenge your beliefs. You have to challenge your perception of yourself. You have to challenge everything you've been told to make sure it's empowering you and it's keeping you free. And it's make sure you stay that way. Because if it's limiting you in any way, Those are anti-life beliefs, and they create anti-life problems. They create disease, stress, inflammation. They create those things that we don't want. And it lies in the power of your belief. Because right now, most of us are running a program of fear, which is anti-life. The counter force to what is natural, life, creation, right? That's what a demon actually is. Like the counter force to what's natural. And that is within us when we are living in a perpetual state of fear. You'll never feel safe anywhere because safety can't be granted outside of you. True safety comes from being safe within yourself. And one day I said, after my Kundalini awakened in November, that I wanted to create the safest space to start your spiritual journey on the internet. But I only realized recently that you can't even do that because it's external. But the only way to make people feel safe is to make them feel safe within themselves. And that is an inside out job. And so I said, all right, you're right, because that's what I did. Yeah, reflection and contemplation, great values to have on your spiritual journey. And documentation journaling. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to help you do. Because this arc I'm on is to be your guide as a spiritual bae, to help you move with purpose, with intentionality, and to learn how to grow up spiritually and be the rebel without a cause. We're going to stop that. No longer are you the rebel without a cause. You are the rebel with the only worthy cause there is, you, and becoming better for you so that you can be the warrior for all the beings that in souls that you are here to assist and serve and play your role in the betterment of humanity. Because every single one of us has a role in making this place better. But we have to grow up in order to be the people we need to be to fulfill those roles. It doesn't mean you're bad where you are. It just means, like a car that you've outgrown. It's time to level up and keep leveling up because there are no limits. Remember, I told you that. That's what our ancestors say about this place. That this place is blessed, benevolent, and good. And it's for you. Your source is for you. What do they say? If God is for you, who can be against you? Live like it. Who? No one. But when you fear your God, you're putting your God against you. You cannot feel safe in a world that your God left you in if they're not for you and they demand your fear and distort that into love. Love is not fear. They are not the same thing. No. Are you willing? Are you willing to open yourself up to love? Love. Because that's what you are. When you shift from a fear-based relationship to your source to one that's from your heart, love. And then you'll start to see the divine in that palm tree. You'll start to see the divine in that flower, in that rock, in other people, in yourself. The sun, the clouds. And you'll realize none of that was demonic or witchcraft. That was all love and your source. And then you can start to understand when people are using that power to hurt others. You start to get it and you build up resilience because now you can understand how to navigate your challenges in life better because, hey, they don't stop now. And this path ain't easy. I ain't gonna even. It ain't. But I didn't have a me. Okay. Shoot, I was working in progress on the job. Most of us are doing it like that. But and if you are, then this is your space too. Welcome. And welcome to all my followers who've come from TikTok. Thank you so much. Like, you're gonna love it here. Because we're just gonna continue, except for now, I'm gonna help you get from rock bottom to deeply in love with yourself through spirituality. And it's gonna change your life. You're going to learn to live from your heart space. You're going to learn to use the greatest, most powerful energy that we have available to us and anybody. It's not behind any initiation. He is love. And you're going to be able to use it to transform yourself from the inside out and your life from the inside out. Are you ready? This space is dedicated to my ancestors who have held me down ever since we connected and got locked in. I have never, ever felt alone on my path, ever again. Thank you, ancestors, for always coming through. When I had nothing but a baby on my back and my husband, and we moved to Phoenix with nothing. We sold it all and we just went on a whim. And where we started is not where we are now. And it's because of that relationship. It's because they came through for me. They helped me heal things that I didn't think were possible to heal. I have found my way because of them. They are my foundation, and they're the reason that I can continue to grow and evolve. The space is dedicated to them, or read, because the first act of love is not leaving me on my own. My higher self was like, yeah, I got you. And so thank you to my higher self, all the guides that are assisting me, all the collective ancestors who are always sending me their work and dropping it. This is dedicated to you, the spiritual teachers and masters, the conscious ancestors, all the enlightened beings who have left us every single facet of knowledge and wisdom that we need to answer the problems of our society. If we just are responsible and love ourselves enough to do the hard stuff to get a future that we can't even imagine. It's beyond. It's so beautiful. We can't even, the potential is there within all of us. It starts within us. And I also want to share love to you who are started with me on this journey, who sees this video. Like, thank you for taking the journey with me, taking the risk and growing with me as a creator, a spiritual creator. You know, I'm sharing, my spiritual journey and path, and this is usually private to a lot of people, but I want people to know that this is a valid path, because I am a mom, but it's a valid path, and you can do it. And this is what it might look like for you. This is what it means to live spiritually or conscious, and to find your way, how to navigate life. And I'm sharing that and my insights, and also a lot of things I have learned, and a lot of frameworks that our ancestors have left for us that I'm able, added to and updated and modernized. So you never have to relinquish your power when you are on this journey, because not too much. This is the era that we're living in. And my aunts say justice. So everybody got to have their power so that they can have the power to live in harmony, and the choice to do so, live with order and love and balance and harmony. Period. Okay, so drop your favorite river, your favorite body of water, and let me know how long you've been on your spiritual journey. And welcome to the Spiritual Bay Life. I am creating a universe. This is a living, breathing body of work. And I am excited to take this journey with y'all for the third time. Never give up on your dreams. Never stop believing in yourself. Always know that you're worthy of the love that you can give yourself. And if you can do it, you're worthy of the love outside of yourself. So if they're not loving you right, okay, leave them. Period. Period. And babe, I want you to remember this. You are sacred, never basic. Do you know what you come from? You are literally made of the stars, sun and moon. Like, we hop in. We in our healing arc. We're in our growing arc. And I cannot wait for what's in store. Yes. Come on, get it, twin. And definitely, if you wanted to start honoring your ancestors, I have a guide for you linked in the bottom that is always available. And join the newsletter, because we're going to be following up the videos with little insights and even practical rituals in the Liberation Letters newsletter. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm on it. Like, I'm on it now. We building this YouTube together. Yes. Yeah. Cause we out of Caliuga. What y'all seeing is the start of the collapse. And yeah, we're gonna need the compassion. Okay. Okay. Bye. Okay.